What's up, buds? And welcome
What's up,
to
buds?
a new...
Welcome
Oh,
to another
you're-
episode of the Earbuds Podcast. This is a
Oh.
podcast where two buds talk about one album for a good
Thought I was
amount of
doing it.
time. I, as always, am Brett Match Hanrahan. Join with
thought I
me,
was doing
Lucas Kerosene Indrakovs. We got a shorty for you guys today. Who's the band that we're listening to today, Lucas?
I thought I was doing the intro, so I
Oh,
don't.
it's. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
I don't really
was
feel
that-
like doing this anymore.
I feel like it was me that was. Well,
You just kind of took it away from me. But we're doing the Interrupters, Brett. We're doing some ska punk for the first time in the history of our podcast, and personally, I'm excited. Having been, I was raised in ska punk.
yes, you have a
I was molded.
travel
I was molded.
history.
Yes, I was molded by ska punk. Listened to a ton of it in high school, like Real Big Fish, Catch 22, Straight Light Manifesto, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Pie Tasters, even Christian ska. I listened to all the time. 5 Hour and Frenzy.
What?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know about that side of you.
Oh yeah, dude. Christian metal, Christian ska. Like I listened to all that stuff, but I was super into Rancid, and so it's cool that Interrupters are like really closely tied to Tim Armstrong, and they got really big with that song. What was it? Kerosene?
She's kerosene.
She's Kerosene. Like, it's like you were saying right before we started recording, like when's the last time that a ska punk band was on like the Billboard Top 100?
Yeah,
in the last 20 years,
Like, when has anything even ska adjacent been in the top 40s?
And the Interrupters have been doing a lot since they got together. Like they kind of had like an early start when they got going. Like in 2011, they opened for Rancid and Transplants, and then they started like they did a lot with Tim Armstrong's like side project that he was doing. I think it's called Tim Armstrong or Tim Time Bomb and Friends or something like that. And but then after that, they opened for Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Less Than Jake, Big D, Real Big Fish, Rancid, English Beat, Bad Religion. Like they've been doing a lot, and they're pretty fucking for a modern ska band, dude. They have almost 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So I haven't listened to a lot of their stuff. I've definitely heard She's Kerosene and maybe a couple other tracks, but as a ska head, as a Scott head, I'm pretty intrigued for this record. I don't know what to expect.
I am as well. If I'm correct, this is the first album they've released since that hit song.
I think you're right.
So it'll be
They had a bunch of
interesting.
singles. They've had a lot of singles from this record coming out and kind of building suspense for it.
I really haven't kept up with ska in a while. I was kind of into
Were you ever into ska?
a little bit. I was more into the ska vibes than ska itself.
Right.
Like
the self-expression, the goofiness of
the
it all.
checkered patterns.
Yes, the bright colors, the weirdly throwback 80s kind of surfer vibe. I mean, there's a reason I put on this shirt. This is like the most ska shirt I own. So I'm trying to get in the spirit.
But yeah, it was like Real Big Fish and Rancid. It was mostly the ska punk side of things I was on, Suicide Machines.
Yes.
And Less Than Jake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I would say they're a little bit in the middle of those, of kind of like regular ska and ska punk.
So they do have some punk stuff in there?
I mean, we'll see on this record.
We will see.
It'll be interesting to see what they've done since they've kind of accumulated this fame.
Yeah, and so the way that we do this, Brett, if you forgot, is we listen to each track individually, one by one. We pause, we give our reactions, we give our thoughts, we keep going through the album. Unfortunately, YouTube, it makes sense,
that makes
right?
a lot of sense. Yeah.
What doesn't make sense is that YouTube won't let us play the goddamn music. So, unfortunately, everyone who's watching this is going to have to listen to the album on their own or whatever, or just follow along with us and hear our reactions. And then we'll get into what our favorite stuff on the album was. We'll get into our ratings of what we how good we think the album was, or how much we enjoyed it, and then that'll be it, man. So, everyone, stick around. Before we get into it, fucking give us a subscribe, give us a like. Comment your favorite Interrupters song if you guys are huge Interrupters fans, because I want to hear more of their stuff and I want to know the good shit. I don't want to sift through the duds to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm ready to get into it if you are, man.
I'm ready, man. Everyone get your fucking popcorn. Just strap in, lay back. Let's just get in the wild, man.
Let's get into this. The first track is called Anything Was Better, and I'm ready.
All right. So I'd say this is about kind of what I expected. Kind of a basic song, if I'm being honest.
Kind of basic, very throwback to like Fall Back Down era Rancid.
Sure.
Like, if it fell back there. It's that was kind of the first thing I thought when I heard this band a couple years ago. Was I'm like, oh, okay, it's a female Tim Armstrong. I'm like, that's cool. Like, she has kind of a gruff voice. It's very similar, like poppy, super catchy harmonies and everything, and melodies. I like the background vocals on it, but I agree, man. That is a song I've heard 100 times, if not more, in the last 20 years.
Literally, after the first 10 seconds, it reminded me of like the song the band would play at the end of the movie when they like get the gig that they've been fighting for, and like a montage is playing over it.
And like super classic punk themes too, about like hating your hometown.
Right.
Anything but where I was from was better, like it's, I get it. And I think a lot of kids who didn't grow up listening to, if Rancid like was kind of out of their wheelhouse or before their time and everything, like, then this is going to sound fresh to them. But to us, like, this is...
I like, this is a 14-track album. I don't think they would expect us to listen to an entire album of stuff that sounds like this, but we'll see,
We'll see. The next one has Tim Armstrong, man. I'm ready for it, too.
As we live. To avoid confusion, this next conversation takes place while we're listening to the song.
Super, like, throwback
I
British
really
ska.
hope it's not all just like throwback shit, though.
It's like the Specials or English Beat, which Tim Armstrong, that's like his era of ska music.
I mean, that's what I'm worried about, is that it's just going to be that, but with like a couple hints of production,
Right. Well, that's the thing, is I'm already hearing like the last two or three like Tim Armstrong projects that just sound like this,
Yeah.
It's a vibe. It has a great vibe.
It's a vibe, but if I'm trying to get this vibe, I'm going to be listening to a different band.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing, is this song sounds like 15 other ska songs I've heard.
Shit, I don't even think we have to like pause between this song. I think I could just cut our audio there. Like, if nothing changes, then...
Right, that's totally fine with me.
And that's pretty much what we do for the rest of the episode. I know they're like a 4-piece and they don't really have like a horn section.
Right.
But God.
You need horns with ska,
You need some brass.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's like, they have a little there. I hope they add a little bit more. I guess it's not required, but...
No, it's probably because Tim Armstrong's on it.
Does he play like trumpet or something?
No, but he's not going to be on a ska song without horns.
Fucking Rancid didn't have horns.
No, but they would bring horns on. They would get guys from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones to play horns on their songs. I forget what other band that they would get their horn players from sometimes.
Do you want to move on to Raised by Wolves?
Yeah, we can just move on.
You know what? She kind of sounds like that chick from the Distillers. That's who she
a
reminds
little
me
bit.
of.
Yeah, I can hear that.
With that like gruffness in her voice at times.
Yeah, Brody Daly. I think that's her name. Oddly enough, she used to be Tim Armstrong's girlfriend or whatever, and then left him. She left him for Josh Homme.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's what that whole Fall Back Down album was about. Was about their breakup.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I do wonder how ska has evolved though. Like, it hasn't. Has it not? Has it just kind of like stayed?
It stayed the same ever since like 2005, 2006. Like, ska has not changed. But thankfully, it sounds like they're mostly sticking to punk.
I mean, I know that fucking dude, what's his face? The sad Friday coming away. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Jeff Rosenstock.
Fuck. It's this artist who wrote an album, and it's like kind of alt rock punk. And then like a year later, he released the album again, all the same songs, but they were ska.
Ooh.
And it was like actually kind of great.
Oh, okay.
Like he actually kind of did it well.
I would still expect to hear a modern ska band and like it, and just be like, wow, they're playing really good ska music, you know. But like, I just don't think ska has changed, you know.
I mean,
but there is like if you're comparing like Real Big Fish to Streetlight Manifesto, that's two completely different types of ska music.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so like if you break it down by that, there are like styles of ska music, but it's certainly like, man, this is all just starting to sound outdated to me. That's the thing.
I mean,
this is sounding like shit that came out on Epitaph or Drive-Through Records, or you know, Fueled by Ramen or something. Like it's sounding like a bunch of punk bands that I listened to 15 to almost 20 years ago, and it just sounds exactly like it.
And well, yeah. And you were saying, like, for a new generation of people who just haven't heard ska, this could be a great album. This could be, you know, a good band that's kind of getting them into this genre that really is near extinction at this point.
Yeah, and even more than ska. I mean, this is more skate punk, like pop punk music. So like, and pop punk bands had ska music all the time. Like punk bands, even Suicide Machines, like you mentioned already, like they're wearing a ska band, but they had a ton of ska songs.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I don't think we're gonna be hearing a lot of ska on this record.
Yeah, and it's like the lyrics as well kind of have this, I don't know, like they made the song title first "Raised by Wolves," and then they were like, okay, so
yeah, they like backwards engineered. They're like, how was I raised by wolves?
It'll sound cool if I just like say stuff like we dig for scraps in the cold and my teeth get sharper, and it was like nothing.
Yeah, I struggled growing up, you know.
Nothing really new. There are 14 songs on this album. I'm still hoping that it can't be the same all throughout, and I kind of don't like the Interrupters already, but I don't want to shit on them the whole time. So I hope that...
Yeah, I don't want to either, man. I want to like this more. And that's the thing is, like, it's not that I dislike it, because it's music that I would have listened to 20 years ago.
Right. And you would have been like, oh, yeah, this is the shit.
And I would have been like, it's fine. No, not even.
Oh, no.
Because this doesn't reach the levels of, like, you know, Newfound Glory or Goldfinger or... Midtown or any of those bands that I was like super into back in the day, but this is just very, very accessible punk music so far. So, you know, like, this is meant, I think, for younger people that are just getting into punk music. This is a nice little stepping stool, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, In the Mirror, the next song, looks like it's the single from the record. It has the most plays on Spotify, at least. So
all right, well, let's get into it.
That was by far the best song on the record so far for me.
It had a very catchy chorus. It had a lot of good...
Fly in here.
You good?
No, this fly's fucking with me, man. It gets so hot in our apartment, and for some reason flies, like, congregate in our apartment.
They just love to be fucking sweat on.
Windows closed. Like, yeah, there's schwitzing.
They love that sticky body of yours, dude.
Well, I got my chest exposed a
you
little bit. You
got it all out in the open. They can smell it from a mile away.
It's summer right now. Yeah. But that was not your... That was my favorite song so far. I thought that was the best composed. It was catchy. I heard like a lot of Gwen Stefani in her vocal delivery there, and I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, her vocal delivery seems like... it seems very influenced by Gwen Stefani, the singer of the Distillers, and you know, the dude from Rancid, Tim Armstrong.
For sure.
It was fine. It's like I got it checked right now as a kind of potential nug. I kind of hope it isn't, because it's still not much. Like the chorus was catchy, for sure, and I liked her delivery, especially like. On the
only in the mirror.
Who's like when I'm found here. It was like I like that little part.
I like the dubby parts and everything. It's just like at first, like halfway through the song, I was thinking this is the only song so far that I would want to listen to again, like just kind of hanging out or driving or whatever. And then by the end of it, I was just like, nah, I'm kind of one and done with that one.
Well, let's go to
Kiss the Ground.
Kiss the Ground. Love
it's so
her
annoying
patois,
that they're doing.
dude.
Yeah, why are you doing that? Oh my god. Who told her to do that, dude? It's so annoying. There's no reason for that, dude. There's no need for that. You're from LA. Like, if they were British, I would understand a little bit more, even.
The Brits are crazy, dude.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, like, Jamaican people in London that kind of, like, put on the patois, and, like, the people who, you know, kind of imitate that a lot in the UK. So I'd accept it a little bit more than this fucking bullshit. It sucks. I love the music. But again, it's a song I've heard a million times.
Right. What was that ending?
That's how a lot of reggae songs end.
Is that
As a
right?
reggae, yes. As a reggae purist, I love a lot of parts of that song, and I hate a lot of parts of that song.
Well, tell me which parts, baby, because I thought generally like a pretty good reggae song.
Dude, yeah.
The chorus did get to me after a while. It was like, okay, I'm kind of getting into this, but
Yeah.
it seemed like you didn't like.
Okay, I loved the music. I thought the music was the best on the album so far, like better than In the Mirror. I thought the melody was awesome, like the melody that for the chorus, like that. Sometimes when you're low,
You gotta kiss the ground. Yeah.
Sometimes when you're low, like I love all that. I thought that was really catchy. I liked all the little dubby things that they did, but man, I have a big issue with when white people play reggae music, and they put on this.
Yeah, I mean,
like you called it the patois thing that they're doing. It's like she is putting. I'm pretty sure this band's from like California, and she's putting on this Jamaican patois that is like very cringy to me. And so unnecessary. Like you could have sang that with your normal singing voice, and it would have been better. I blame the producer, whoever produced that. I'm sure they were like, try it with a little like. Put a little fucking English on
it. Seasoning on it. Put a little
spice. Put a little
spice.
mustard on there. Yeah, spread some jerk seasoning all over your fucking vocals.
Spread some fucking jerk chicken on that.
Completely unnecessary. That sounds good. Let's go into Jailbird.
Hey, let's do it, man.
I'm like not even taking any notes.
I'm hardly taking any.
This is the first album ever that I haven't taken notes. See what I mean? Listen to her singing now, dude. You gotta kiss the ground. Sometimes when you're low. And then you hear this bullshit. I'm like, dude, what a horrible decision.
Like, come
on. What a
on.
horrible decision that was.
It's just like it's 2022, you know? It's like I don't want to keep comparing them to No Doubt because I think that's unfair. But like it's not like I don't think Gwen ever did that, you know? Like
I don't think she did.
I could be like I didn't get in too deep into their discography, but
me neither. But I'm pretty sure I don't remember Gwen Stefani putting on a fucking accent.
Yeah.
It's cool that she has this vocal range though, right? That she can sing really pretty Gwen Stefani style and then sing Brody Daly style on the very next song. Like she has a lot of range in her vocals. Like I dig that.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know.
But I don't need the sometimes when you're low, you gotta kiss the ground. Like, I don't need that, man. I don't need that at all.
Jailbird was fine. A little more energetic. Kind of just a basic rock song or whatever.
I'm, like, starting to get mad, honestly. Like, this album's starting to, like, upset me.
Well, let's see if that increases with The Hard Way.
Let's do it. It sounds a lot like Suburban Legends. They're great, man. I almost want to fucking talk about that as a full-length one, like a regular episode. Like, I haven't thought of that album in forever, yeah. It was a really, really well-written punk ska album. And I feel like no one knows them. They ended up, like, being the house band for Disney World.
Oh.
For, like, years. Like, Suburban Legends would play every day at Disney World for, like, 4 years. Because they were just perfect, like, Disney ska punk music. Like really well written, really well composed. Damn, that excites me. I want to listen to that now.
Dude, I'm down. I
Yeah.
haven't. I honestly haven't listened. The last ska album I listened to was Streetlight Manifesto. I listened to the first album and I listened to Keys Be Nights. And then before that, it was like probably a year or two since I've listened to some ska.
I think Everything Goes Numb is probably the best ska album ever written.
Dude, I like Keys Be Nights better, but
I like Catch-22's version of Keys Be Nights a lot more.
Maybe it's just because, I mean, both albums are very long, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Well, I think Keys Be Nights is like 46 minutes.
I think
Everything Goes Numb is like 52 or something.
Honestly, it might just be because Keysby is a little more energetic.
It's a lot more punk.
And a little more punk.
A lot, yeah. But it was a remake. You know that, right?
A remake?
Yeah.
Of what?
Streetlight Manifesto, the singer, used to be the singer for Catch-22, and he wrote all those songs. So Keys Be Nights came out like 20 years ago.
Oh.
We're getting in so much like ska lore and ska talk in between these songs. Dude, we're ignoring these songs at this point.
Like that's the thing is like
we're just talking about better ska music.
This might turn into a podcast and not like a track by track.
Yeah, dude, seriously, feel free to edit this any way you want. That was a good decent ska song, you know. But I was saying it sounded a lot like Suburban Legends, which is a kind of an obscure ska band that I was really into back in the day. It sounds like one of theirs. Like, kind of like, I hate to say it, man, but like ska music doesn't get a lot of respect, even to the point where a lot of people think that ska music is like kids music.
Right.
Because there's so much kids ska music, you know? So like that sounded like a kid song. Like that's going to be on a Disney movie.
The Aquabats are a big reason.
The Aquabats are a big reason for that, for sure. And Real Big Fish, like, you know, how goofy ska music is and silly and, you know, it is. But yeah, so... But yeah, I'm loving our ska conversations. Our sconversations. That's the whole thing with ska.
Is that it's
puns are a big thing.
Yeah, it's a big because it can lend itself to like 100,000 pun iterations. The hard way.
I do think our conversations while we're listening to the songs are more interesting than our reviews of these songs.
It's gonna be an interesting edit on my end.
It's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one.
The hard way. I liked that instrument.
I love that thing. I call it the cake instrument.
The cake. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the cake like exclamation point that they put on all their songs.
And I feel like that was the first time I heard the bass on the album, and it was doing the ska bass thing.
The do. And it was a decent ska bass, you know, but he's no fucking dude from Real Big Fish. I'll say that much.
He's no fucking dude from Rancid.
He's no dude from
he's no fucking Maxwell Murderer.
Yeah, exactly.
My heart. Why not?
My heart.
You know what?
Let's just fucking
Why not?
Let's go.
Let's just do it.
Let's just go. I really didn't think I was gonna be this disappointed.
I was really, really hoping they would win me over. You know?
Yeah, me too.
I was really hoping they would show me why they're the most popular ska band right now.
Yeah. I was hoping she get will you. I wanted her to go up like they do in the 50s.
Right, yeah, to do a final like low croon thing.
Yeah, with the
that's the Yahoo tune.
No, Yahoo. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, that was very Misfits. Yeah, that was Misfits-esque 50s throwback punk music. All right, let them go. All right, another kind of, you know, decent ska song.
Yeah, that was good.
Dig it. It's fine.
Worst for me. Yo, that went so fucking hard.
It was too heavy.
I didn't like it.
No.
It was too fast. I didn't like the blast beats.
I didn't like how it sounded like a million other punk songs. Moving on. Burdens. I'm actually kind of excited about this because Hepcat is a very cool band. So I'm excited to listen to Burdens.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Sounds like everyone's just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. Everyone's like smiling, looking at each other. Like, hey. This is a perfect, like, skanking song. A nice, like, even skank. You ever skank?
Oh, I skank constantly.
Dude, I had a friend who lost weight from skanking.
There's no what do you?
They just went to so many fucking shows in high school, so many ska shows and punk shows, and they would skank the entire time, and they legit lost weight,
God.
like dancing, skanking.
Dude, when we went to that trap metal show, I was skanking the fucking place up. It was awesome.
At a trap metal show?
Yeah.
And you somehow didn't get your fucking ass kicked?
Nah, everyone was into it.
Wow. I guess everyone's
like
super chill at trap metal shows.
Like, I was in the pit, too. You know? I was also in the pit.
And you were
but
just like...
sometimes I would just do, like, a little circle. And I would just fucking skank a little circle.
Well, I applaud you for the courage to skank in public.
I don't care, man.
I only skank in private.
If I can't skank, then there's no point to living anymore.
You're like, I'm not going to be here long if I can't skank here. Like, at any party, you're just like, oh, I'm not allowed to skank? All right, well, I'm going to finish my drink and then just go. I used to think it was so dumb, but it was like, because I was so self-conscious. I wish I would have skanked in high school, you know?
Hey, man. No better time to start than now.
I do.
The best time to skank was yesterday. Was 10 years ago.
Dude.
The second best time to skank is right now.
If not now, when? If not me, who? I just remember I was like, you know, my ska punk band in high school, when people were skanking at our shows, it was like the best, dude. When people were actually skanking to my music, I'm just like, this is the coolest feeling. This is a pretty good second wave ska song. I dig it. It sounds like a kid's song.
It sounds like a kid's song a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not going to be one of my choice nugs, but it does sound right.
It's good. The production's fucking great on it. But it's catchy, right? Down, 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 lay your burdens down. Like, I dig it.
What did you think of Alex Desert or Desert or whatever?
Desert? I don't know who's who, but I think everyone did a decent job on it. It was a very, very second wave ska song. I dig it.
It was a team effort, it seemed.
It was a team effort. It was very Hepcat-ish, too. So it seemed like they just kind of like got the dude from there. For the two dudes, I guess, from there. And they were just like, hey, let's just write one of y'all songs. And they're like, okay, we had this one fucking way up our...
This one didn't make the last album. So,
yeah, exactly. We scrapped this one really quick, so here you go. I would definitely say my favorite songs on the record, too, have been the ska reggae ones. Like the punk ones have been super flyovers for me, but I love the Skints. They're on the next song, and I'm very excited to hear that. The Skints have been one of my favorite new reggae bands of the last few years.
Well, all right, we got extremely high expectations.
I kind of do, honestly. I think they've been writing the best ska reggae music for the last like 5 years or so. So I'm down for this one.
Damn. All right, let's get into it.
But I really like that song. It was very Skintsy. I like the influence that Skints had on the Interrupters, but like we were saying, it's very Interrupters are starting to kind of seem like what's that shapeshifter from Harry Potter? That it's like whatever you think of, it'll become that thing.
I mean, there is the closet where it's like your worst fear will come out of
That's what I'm trying to think of. The Borgot or whatever it's called, Borgin.
Yeah, which is kind of a little bit what this album has become. I imagined, like, my worst nightmare is that it's just going to be an extremely basic album and it's going to get millions of plays. And I think that's exactly what's
It might happen. I expected more plays at this point because the Interrupters, like last record, has millions of plays on each song.
Yeah, but it came out
It was years ago. You're right. All right, we have 2 songs left. Let's listen to Afterthought and Alien.
I forgot what the Interrupters sound like, so
yeah, let's get into.
Let's get back into what they're doing.
I'm gonna do a prediction. Afterthought's gonna be kind of pop punkish. Alien's gonna be kind of like weird, trippy reggae, like dub stuff. Okay. But let's listen to Afterthought first, and then we'll get into it.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If there's not one pick it up on this record, I'm gonna riot.
There's no 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no pick it ups. There's so many songs on this record that are like sound like a very specific band, and I haven't been able to pinpoint a lot of them. Like, this sounds like a very specific band, and I
Well,
can't pinpoint who it is.
it just sounds like they had like 5 influences for the song and they distilled that into the most like stereotypical version
Yeah.
of whatever that is.
Because it almost kind of sounds like Dropkick Murphys a little bit, but...
If it was like slowed down and had like 3 less balls on it. It's just like the most basic rock song ever made.
Yeah, dude. Even this solo.
It just sounds like you're on the Disney Channel and they just like have a show.
Yeah.
And the Interrupters are just playing a show in the TV show right now.
And like the moms and all the parents and the kids are all like getting into it together.
Well, in the Disney show, the parents are like, "Oh, this is too much," but the kids are like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
yeah.
The parents are like, "Shut this punk music down."
You guys are a bunch of punks.
And they're like, "Yeah, that's what we like."
One of them just like slaps a patch on their chest of just like anti-flag. And it's like, whoa.
Well, like one of them has a Gigi Allen shirt. Like, whoa, guys.
There's that picture of him like covered in piss and shit.
He's just like fucking shitting on somebody.
Yeah. I would love that.
Dude, the new episode of Lemonade Mouth is crazy.
Is that a show?
Yeah, that's like the Disney like rock movie. I think it's a movie.
Oh, that name makes me uncomfortable.
Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, well,
There's something weird about that.
That's the Gigi Allen influence.
Yeah, they're just pissing in people's mouths.
Yeah.
All right, so Afterthought. Okay, whatever. Alien, last one. I got to give it to him though for writing that song. I actually really like that song and commend them for having such a different sounding track on this record.
Yeah, we were both saying best lyrics on the record.
By
Seems
far.
like very personal. Just some imagery that I'd not really seen on the rest of this record. It seemed like it took her a little while to maybe think of the lyrics on this. Every other song may have been written in a day or two.
Yeah, a lot of the other lyrics were kind of vague. References to things or references to things that she's done or been through or whatever. But this one seemed like the most personal, talking about how she just doesn't fit in. She's never been comfortable as a female, but she doesn't know what she is, and she feels like an alien, and et cetera, et cetera. And I like it. I honestly, if that's going to be a very, very close choice nug for me. So let's talk about our favorite songs on the record, Brett, because I think they're going to be a little few and far between.
I think I know one of your nugs, but we'll start with mine.
Okay.
In the Mirror.
Yes.
In the Mirror, it had my favorite chorus on the record. The delivery was good. It was a welcome to ska song.
Yes.
On an album kind of barren of, I guess, ska.
Yeah, I think it was, but it was ska that was very, like we were saying, you got In the Mirror and then you got Kiss the Ground. That's all kind of like newfound or No Doubt era type ska music, and
yeah.
I dug it too. In the Mirror was one of my choice nugs as well.
Yeah, and there was some dub production on it, like some echoes throughout that I liked.
I like their little interludes between chorus and verse, like the post chorus or something like that. Felt very like the Police kind of things that they would do, just like little interlude, another little few hits, and then go back into the thing. I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I can guess what your second nug is,
and
it's not mine.
Okay. I'll give you a guess. I'll give you my honorable mentions first. I'll narrow it down.
Okay. All right.
I like Kiss the Ground minus her horrible vocal delivery. I liked My Heart. I thought I like the 50s vibe. I'm super into Danzig and Misfits and stuff, so I like that.
Yeah.
And I liked Burdens. It was a decent song, and I loved Alien. So with those out of the way.
All right. So I know exactly what your choice is.
Which is
Love Never Dies, baby.
Yes. Like I mentioned, Skints are my favorite modern ska reggae band. They're not even ska. I would say they're more reggae than anything else. But yeah, I thought it was a great Skints track. I thought the Interrupters played it well. They played Skints very well.
Yep.
I liked all the vocals, all the like layered vocals that they had, all the harmonies that they were doing. Pretty much across the album, I liked all the background vocals
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
So yeah, "Love Never Dies" is a good song. It's one of the only on the album that I'm going to go back and listen to again. Like I think "Love Never Dies," "Alien," and "In the Mirror" are the only 3 songs that I care to hear again.
Yeah, my Love Never Dies was also one of my honorable mentions, just because I love the production on it, and it's just a nice, slow reggae song, and with that catchy
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Like I like that line. I like that melody. In the Mirror, my other nug, Kiss the Ground was an honorable mention.
Great music on "Kiss the Ground."
Yeah, it was the music.
It was the music.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gonna take me a while to get over her vocals.
Aside from that, I mean, my second nug was Alien.
Yeah, it was hard to pick between "In the Mirror" and "Alien" for me. "Alien" was a good song, man.
Alien was a good song. I feel like it had a hint of songwriting on it.
It did. It had a little.
Which
It had
was
more
refreshing.
artistry. It had theatricality.
Yeah, it was
felt
very-
like a musical a little bit.
I like how they kind of started off with just like the vocals and the piano, and you kind of think you know what it's going to be like, but then it kind of turns into a waltz and it gets a little more theatrical, starts building through the song. I do wish they kind of hit the peak of that build up a little.
They
like,
should have had
harder.
there was no climax to that song. It
'Cause,
all
like-
it all kind of plateaued like a minute and a half in. And you're like, man,
I
you could have
would've
really
been-
exploded that at the end.
I would have been a lot better with the ending they chose, where they built it up only to quiet it down to just the vocals. I would have been much better with that if they had gone so
that
much
intense,
harder at
right?
the peak.
Yeah, make it. It should have been more intense there.
But yeah, best
song.
lyrics on the album.
Yeah.
Good song. Let's get into rating.
Yeah, man. So I was pretty disappointed with this record. I didn't really know how I was going to feel about it. I wasn't going into it thinking I was going to love it, but I was excited, you know? So a little bit disappointed. A lot of the tracks were, you know, we've already said all the things, but, you know, a lot of them were kind of basic, not a lot of unique songwriting. It didn't seem like there's a lot of effort in there, but I got to give it to the band is really good. They're all good at what they do. The vocalist is great. She has a lot of range, a lot of dynamics to her vocals. They made cool production choices. The production on the whole album is good too. If not like, I would like the production on I like my punk to be more raw, even my ska to be more raw, you know?
Sure.
So it
that's-
was so produced. It was like so cleanly produced, the whole album, that the dub stuff and the reggae stuff sounded great. The ska stuff sounded good too because it's nice and clean. But the punk is just like, you gotta be a little. It sounded so radio friendly. It sounded like a Disney track. Every other song was a Disney track. So, but I gotta say, it was saved. I was gonna give this a really low rating, but it was saved by a few select tracks to not end up being like a 1 or a 2, to be totally fucking honest. So
Yeah.
I'm giving it like a 4.5.
Yeah, my rating is going to be around there.
Yeah.
They seem like a very, you know, it's like all those reasons that you were listing, all those things. The musicians are good, the production is great, the vocalist is great.
Yep.
They have everything here.
Yep.
They have the features, and
Great
it's
features.
like they just refuse to do anything with it. They would rather just lie in just like a
Mediocrity?
puddle of mediocrity.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just I'm just not hearing. I'm hearing all the influences, but I'm not hearing you do anything with those influences except let's write a blank song.
Yeah.
I want
so-
to write a Goldfinger track. I want to write a Rancid track. I want to, you know, and it
that
just
was-
felt like a lot of that on the whole album.
extremely apparent on the features, where
Yeah.
the songs with features just sounded like the features made the songs and just like gave it to the Interrupters.
Yeah, you said it was featuring the Interrupters.
Yeah.
All those songs were just featuring, yeah. Unfortunately.
But yeah, if this is like your first ska record, I
think I would love it.
You would like it.
Yeah,
It's not bad music.
not at all.
It's just I feel there's no color. There's no color in this music. There's no emotion to me. there was one moment that kind of surprised me, and it was the very last song.
Right.
So honestly, like, I'm gonna give this a 3, and the only reason it has that much is just because the production is good and the music is good and the vocals are good, but the songwriting is not there at all, and there's nothing to entice me.
I totally agree, man. Buddies, what do you guys think of this album? Are you guys big Interrupters fans? Because we want to hear from you guys. We want you to tell us how wrong we are, or if you agree with us, tell us, like, what are y'all's favorite songs on the records? What are your least favorite songs on the record? This was interesting, man. I'm a little bummed with how this ended up, but it's okay. You know, it wasn't, maybe it's not for us, and also we both have so much history in both of these genres that the Interrupters are playing, that it's just kind of like we hear all of the legacy stuff that came before it, right? So it's like now we're at this point in 2022, I'm like, I've heard this song 20 years ago, you know. So it's kind of, it's a bummer.
It interests me to go back and listen to their past discography and see if this is a recent development in their music that they've just decided to go full on into the radio, or if they've kind of always been riding this vintage ska wave.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if after their last album blew up, they kind of got like, let's do a little more radio friendly stuff. You know, who knows?
Let's be a little more safe.
Let's be a little safer, yeah. A little something that's like, we won't offend the parents and the kids are going to love it. Which is fine. It's just not for me and you, man. So, guys, let us know what you guys thought. Give us a follow on Instagram at EBPcast. Here at our YouTube, just search Earbuds Podcast. Give us a like. Give us a follow. We're coming out with new episodes weekly. We're going to have like full-length album reviews as well, where we just like blabber and talk about a whole record for a lot longer. You'd be surprised. And those are going to start coming out again soon. Brett, what would you rate this episode?
I would rate this episode... Oh, man. I'm going to rate this episode of Wavy 8 because it's going to be an interesting edit for me, and I do not know how the end product is going to look.
I'm going to rate this a 10 because I'm so excited to see the edit on this that I'm so excited to watch this. But people, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys sticking around. Tell us what you think of this record. Tell us what you guys want us to listen to. And keep your eyes open for new episodes coming out every week. Brett, this was fine.
Lucas, this was moot.
Bye, Brett.
Bye, Lucas.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. All right, bye now. Okay.